Yo, welcome to the I Am Studios for my second live podcast. First one was back in the Culver City Toyota dealership with my friends over there. That was a good time. That was fun. That was live, and we had a studio audience. So had a good time there. I've never done one like this, though, directly on the YouTube stream. So let's see how that works. I'm going to go over to my my Instagram real quick and get some people over here. So hold on. Let's see if I've never done this. So I don't even know how the YouTube draws people, but let's see, because we're going to talk about favorite places in LA, which should be some pretty fun stuff. I got a good one that I just visited that I really want to talk about. So I want to hear your opinion on that too, but let me just drop this Insta so I can draw some people over here too. Hold on. All right. How's this work? I'm so tech. Hold on. What's up? What's up? Thank you for joining, by the way. Shit. Hold on. I'm just putting this on YouTube. On Instagram. Why can't I do this? Yo, what's up? I'm going live right now in lieu of the podcast today. I'm on my YouTube doing a live podcast. Wait. Yo, what's up? Yo, I am live for the podcast today. Come join me on YouTube. Link is below. I'm only going to be live for about a half hour because I got a call at 10:30. But I want to talk about favorite places in LA. I got some good thoughts, especially a place that I just went to that I'm very, very impressed with what I'm calling the Renaissance. So join me. Link's right here. Yo, I am Hold on, let me put this up. Thank you for waiting, by the way. Hold on.
Link is below. I'm only going to be live for about a half hour because I got a call at 10:30. But I want to talk about favorite places in LA. I got some good thoughts, especially a place that I just went to.
All right, let's see. All right. Here's what I want to talk about for real. Is I just went to Venice. And I'd heard and seen how Venice has been, especially during COVID. And I was actually really impressed. I want to know if anybody else has been there, what you guys think, because I know Venice was a little questionable for a while, especially the boardwalk, especially the beach. But dude, I went with my son last week. He's big into skateboarding right now. He wanted to go to Venice Skate Park, and he's doing great. He actually went in the bowl, all that stuff. And we went to Venice Skate Park, and I'm just walking around the boardwalk, and I'm like, dude, this is so clean. This is so nice. I was really impressed because, again, the narrative always wins out, right? That's how it goes, the narrative. But I grew up going to the Venice Boardwalk, okay? My parents loved it. They were hippies. I always said my mom burned her bra. My dad burned his draft card. And they basically lived that lifestyle. So we were going to the boardwalk when I was a kid. Do Harry Perry with the guitar on the skates. I actually ran into him, and that was dope. But the shows, the performances, the weirdness, especially when you're a kid. But I was pretty impressed because, again, it's supposed to be like overtaking by homeless and crime. And again, you listen to the narrative, but it was clean. It was pristine. We had food. I had good fish tacos out there. We went to the beach. We went to the skate park. So I was impressed. I want to know if anybody else has been to Venice recently and they have any thoughts, because again, they were like, stay away, especially during COVID, all that. Hollywood and Venice, I guess, were hit the hardest. So whoever's out there, I think it's Tracy Park, by the way, is the council person. But whatever they're doing, they're making it good. They're making it nicer. So I got to give a shout out to Venice. That was really fun. I'm glad I took my son because he got to experience it. It's really his first time since he's been old enough to like get it, that he was able to go down to Venice. So I had a really, really good time down there with him. And of course, my wife, good way to kick off the summer. We went down to the beach. We ate, we walked, we spent so much time there. We even went over to Abbot Kinney. I will say this. If anybody's got, and I'm looking at the chat, by the way. What's up, Trevor? It was congested. It was dirty. I was there kind of maybe during the beginning of the decline. And I know during COVID, it was terrible. But, man, it was nice. We had a good parking spot. Listen, I don't know what people think about this. I know mass transit issues are a concern in LA. We drove, of course. I'm always driving everywhere. We paid $15 to park. And even though $15 would have like pissed me off years ago, now, especially when you see $80 at like SoFi, $40 at Dodger Stadium, I was like, shit, $15 for a day. Let's go. We're one block off the boardwalk. So I was like, that's actually like a deal in today's economy. Was it congested? No, it had a good amount of people, man. It was crowded enough where it was like interesting. My wife kept saying people watching, and it is all about people watching in Venice. That's a dope activity where because you do see all kinds of people. They still had the performers, all that stuff, but it wasn't that bad. Getting there, parking, waiting line. I will say there was a dope little pizza window. I wish I could remember the name. Apologies, because I didn't eat there. Because they had what looked like dope wood fire slices. And I was like, hell yeah, let's go on the beach. But they said it was going to be an hour and a half. So I wasn't about that. So that place was packed, even though there was no line. So maybe it's just them. But there wasn't really a crowd. There wasn't really congestion. I had a lot of fun down there. And it was a great day, and I was impressed. But I will say this. We went to Abbot Kinney after. And the last few times I've been to Abbot Kinney, or the last few times I've been to Venice, it's to go to Abbot Kinney because it was like cooler and shops and like restaurants, which it still was. But I feel like maybe I didn't notice before, but they're all like kind of those commercialized shops now. And I used to think of Abbot Kinney as a little bit more. Hold on, turn up the volume. What does that mean? How do I do that? Hold on. Is the volume better? Is there? I don't think it's on mute. I hope it wasn't on mute. It looks like I got volume. Can you guys hear? I hope you guys can hear. So either way, so Abbot Kinney, I was actually like, that was congested. That was big time. Oh, sorry, Sadie. Thank you. And thank you, Bonnie, for the shout out on that. I don't even know the change. I see the mic thing only going to like 2 bars, so I know it's not getting a lot of sound, but I don't really know how to turn it up other than the little volume bar, which is all the way at the top. So hopefully you guys can hear me. But I will say Abbot Kinney was a beast. Parking there, of course, nonsense. And there were a lot of people. We ate at a good sandwich spot, though, dude. Via de Antica, I'm probably pronouncing it poorly. I'm probably not even saying the words right. But it's this Italian sandwich place that comes from actual Florence, Italy. And they opened one in LA, which I thought was super dope. And for real, it's like these focaccia sandwiches with the Italian meats and all that stuff on it. Really, really good. My wife's been on a sandwich. She loves sandwiches. I love sandwiches. So we tried. What are your guys' favorite sandwiches in LA? Because I'll say something. We've had about 5 of the so-called top sandwiches in LA recently, and I haven't been disappointed. There are a lot of good LA sandwiches. Knuckle sandwich. David Archer, knuckle sandwich. Literal represent. We tried Le Sorted's, which I love the father-in-law. Great place. Shout out to Tommy. Business started during COVID. Bootstrapped it. Now has a dope place. We tried Jeff's Table. Shout out to Jeff Strauss. Jeff's Table in Oybar. Really good. His are refined sandwiches. I like a big sloppy sandwich, but his are refined and like professional and very delicious. Highland Park. Go to Oybar in Studio City, by the way, my favorite bar. Where else did we try? We tried that Via de Antica. Awesome, awesome. In Venice, focaccia, really high quality. You could just tell how high quality it was. It was delicious. Bay Cities. Check this out. Check this out. Here's something nobody knows right now. I did a Bay Cities episode with my boy Eddie Sanchez from Hungry in LA. And I love the Godmother. This is a fact. The Godmother is my favorite sandwich in Los Angeles. All right. Langer's number 19. Aforementioned father-in-law from Le Sorted's. There's a lot of good sandwiches in LA. But the my God, Lorenzo in Beverly Hills, super dope, great owners. But the Godmother is my favorite sandwich. But dude, you guys hear about Bay Cities shut down by the health department. And it sucks. And I'm only smiling because we just did an episode. We completed and wrapped like one of my higher end episodes on Bay Cities with Eddie Sanchez from Hungry in LA. And man, I'm telling you, when we were there, it was awesome. It was fun. The staff was great. I truly love the Godmother. And we wanted to run the episode, and then they get shut down by the health department. So we're sitting on that episode for a little bit. I'll defend them, to be honest with you, because I ate there and it was great. But also, listen, Santa Monica has that couple issues. Erewhon was shut down recently, so I know it happens. They'll rebound, but basically, somebody said the hat. I'm about to do a story on the hat also, by the way. Really great history, but tough to find a lot of their early stuff. And I thrive on doing like the origin stories and all that, but there's not a lot that exists because they changed ownership a few times early. Talking about the hat though, and tell me this, Trevor and David. The hat has that thin pastrami, right? I'm a fan of the thicker style pastrami. It's good. It's really good and it's delicious, in fact. But I like the Langer style, thicker pastrami. I like the hat. I like the hat story. It's good quality. But if you put me up to it, I like the thicker style. Brent's in Northridge, also awesome pastrami. Shout out. Yes, David, thin on a burger is a must. I couldn't even imagine thick pastrami on a burger, but it was dope. A lot of good sandwiches in LA. But going back to Venice, Venice was a lot of fun. And I got to be honest, I've always been infatuated with Venice because of like that deep history with the canal. We hung out at the canals for a while. Like, come on, canals in Venice? Like, this city, dude, like it's funny to me because the canals are such like a big deal. It seems like, yo, you go to Venice, Italy, and you go to the gondolas. The canals are like the reason that city exists. LA, they're not even an afterthought. Talk about underappreciated landmark. I didn't even know that they existed until I was in my 20s. Like, for real, like that people go there and like that they're beautiful. And now going there, I'm like, this is a gem. This is one of the most incredible places in LA. Nobody go, but we have so many different things about that. And that's why I wanted to go live today, was to kind of shine that spotlight on places that don't get the respect or the appreciation that they deserve, you know, whether it is like areas of city like Venice. Everybody knows Venice, but nobody talks about the canal. Maybe the residents don't want that because there is major congestion down there with the canals. But like Highland Park gets talked about a lot, right? But the thing is, whenever I go to Highland Park, it's dope. Eagle Rock, dope. Like these good neighborhoods. Where was that? I was in Boyle Heights yesterday. Was that yesterday or was that 2 days ago? I was in Boyle Heights on Wednesday. And honestly, just walking around Mariachi Plaza in the neighborhood and like talking to people, I was like, man, people don't give enough credit to these kind of neighborhoods. And that's why I started in the beginning, was to shine a light. Pioneer Chicken, by the way, speaking of underappreciated. But yeah, hold on. Robin Rocks breakfast burritos, man. That's something that I've always been kind of lukewarm on. All right. I'm a big eater. I've been accused of being a glutton, which is true. I love food. I love eating. I never jumped into the breakfast burrito culture. And I know, like LA, we are all about the breakfast burrito. That is our bread and butter, if you will. I don't know. It's not even like I love burritos. I love breakfast. I enjoy a breakfast burrito. Feels too heavy. Feels like too much maybe in the morning, and I'll get burritos all day during the day, regular burritos. But I know I'm in the minority on not being a huge breakfast burrito fan. Is it too many potatoes? I don't know. Like, and I like them. Don't get me wrong. You give me a breakfast burrito, I like it. I've had breakfast tacos at places that are pretty damn. You know, I had some breakfast tacos. Where did I just have some breakfast tacos? Out in, is it a travel tournament with my son? I want to say like Thousand Oaks randomly. And there were some damn good breakfast tacos. But I think breakfast burritos are too much for me in the morning. I don't know. I know that's like a big LA thing, and I'll keep trying them and I'll keep eating them, but I like a good bagel. I like donuts, like Winchell's. Winchell's represent LA, baby. I just talked about Winchell's. But yeah, man, Guisados, good idea. Good call on that. Country Deli in Chatsworth, Charles Weber. As a Valley guy, I've never been there, believe it or not. And I'd heard of it. I know it, but I've never tried it. So I wonder how that pastrami is. Let's go back to that pastrami conversation, by the way, because that was interesting. I like Brent's. Langer's is really good. It's tough to put those two head to head. You guys ever had Johnny's pastrami? Who was repping West Side earlier? David Archer. You know the Johnny's pastrami out there, and that the Johnny's out there is different than the Johnny's in West Adams, by the way. No relation, just both happen to be Johnny's pastrami. So go figure on that, by the way. Country Deli, never been there, man. And I'm a big Corner Cottage. Who said this? Sci-fi dude. I hear about Corner Cottage nonstop from like really credible people. And like credible, like eaters, people I know that just love eating. That's what I mean by credible. And I haven't tried that. And again, my son goes to school in Glendale, so I'm always like passing through Burbank. And that one is probably the one that I would go try next, just because I hear so much about that, and I know that that's supposed to be really good. So I got to try that Corner Cottage for sure. Country Deli. Where else? Yeah, that's pretty dope. Tony P's. Robin Rocks. You rep Tony P's in Marina Del Rey. Oh, man, that thing's closing, huh? That's legendary. Marina Del Rey. Interesting community, man. I got a friend that lived past tense there. We used to go there for July 4th. My biggest thing was parking. It was really, really troublesome to park out there. But that seems like, again, a community, one of those places where everybody knows everybody. That's pretty dope. I like Marina Del Rey. It's a good spot to go escape to. Burbank, real quick. I always got to say this about Burbank for the people that know. I drive up Magnolia. Look, coming from the valley, right? So I drive up Magnolia. And I always say you can tell the second that you cross over into Burbank because the streets become pristine. You don't see so much as a gum wrapper on the streets. It's like this throwback movie set of a town. You have a model train store. Who does model trains? And no diss, they're dope. But like, I'm like, people are still doing that enough where this store still exists. You got like a vacuum repair shop, a gun store, like just randomly like a gun store. You got those cottages on Hollywood Way that look like animated Disney houses, which, by the way, rumors say they used to house Disney animators, but I couldn't substantiate that. If anybody knows, I think it's like a row of 4 to 6 houses on Hollywood Way on the west side that legit look like something out of Hansel and Gretel, but life size and real, that people are actually living in. And I'm so fascinated by that, but I couldn't find enough history to do a story. Allison Martino, former guest on the podcast, Vintage Los Angeles, fantastic person and lover of Los Angeles. She posted something that was like, yo, this is not like substantiated info, but this is the best info I can find. And that's the best info that I saw. So I don't know, but Burbank is such a look. I like Burbank. It's cool. It's so clean. I know that the services are great. You can pick up the phone and talk to somebody within like a minute at any city department, from DWP to police. They're responsive. Their schools are good. It's super clean. But something about Burbank feels a little like sanitized, where I'm just like, I like it out here, but I don't think I could live there. That's me. I like it. Good story. Luther Burbank, the dentist, founded it. I always enjoy the Batcade, the baseball card store. A lot of reasons to go out there. But yeah, it's just an interesting town, and there are hidden gems there. So anyway, shout out Corner Cottage, by the way. And Mr. JLD 94, man of my own heart right here. Dodger Stadium, best place in LA. Dude, I wish I could go this weekend. Playing the Yankees, it doesn't get better than that. But tickets are expensive. Park, it's a day. And you know what? I got a lot of weird stuff, like birthday parties, a kid party. My little league has closing ceremonies. One of my favorite places in LA. I got to give a shout out. Sherman Oaks Little League dropped the episode last night. My son plays, he's in majors. Great community. I always talk about communities in LA. It's one of my favorite, wherever you go. San Pedro, Silmar, where were we just at? Like Whittier, always great communities. But Sherman Oaks Little League is probably I'm not a religious man, but like my version of the church, right? Because everybody knows everybody. Everybody helps everybody out. Like, you could leave your kids there and people are going to watch your kids. And it's such a great place. And like, man, shout out Sherman Oaks Little League. But Dodger Stadium, big leagues. You can't beat Dodger Stadium on a beautiful day in the ravine and the palm trees, Dodger dog, beer. Now they got all the dope food. What do you guys think of all the new food and stuff at Dodger Stadium? Keep introducing stuff like that, like asada fries and all that. When Chef Marito, shout out, used to do all those special items at Dodger Stadium. I think it's interesting. I'm a traditionalist. I go dog and nachos and beer, and that's my food. But I always see it. I'm always like curious. Should I try the barbecue? Should I try the taco? But I always stick with my classic stuff. But yeah, it doesn't beat going to Dodger Stadium. And Yankees this weekend. Giants are a rival. Padres think they're a rival. But I grew up always hearing about the Dodger-Yankee rivalry. And to me, that's the best rivalry in sports. That's what mimics the Lakers-Celtics in basketball. And it's really cool. And it's a really traditional, fun rivalry. Let me see. Hold on. Sorry for missing a lot of comments, by the way. Story on General Patton growing up in San Gabriel Valley. Big game, James. Holy cow. I had no idea about that. I knew Wyatt Earp ended up living and dying in Los Angeles, which I thought was crazy. I'm not like Mr. Tombstone or Wild West, but seeing Wyatt Earp lived in Los Angeles for like 25 years and died, I believe, in West Adams, that was crazy. General Patton is up there with that. Big game, James. I'm going to look that up and start working on that because that's good. Robin Rocks, again, Burbank is like a movie set. It's crazy. David Archer with the old fries, man. That was great because I did have great memories there, and the spaceship that crashed into it. I can't believe they tore that down because that was pretty crazy, man. Ernesto, shout out. You work for 511 Metro. Metro doing a big job, man. Metro's doing a lot. I wish I patronized Metro more, honestly. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I'm an unabashed driver. I like it. I do. I sit in traffic and I hate it, but I like looking around and it makes me think and it makes me see these different areas of the city. And like, look, I do like taking the train and the bus and like, it's fucking awesome. And I'm actually doing Metro Link stories next week because it's fun, but LA's so big and I go so many places I have to drive and I do enjoy it. Like one of the things I'm working on like a sneak preview story is LA. We always take this for granted, right? And one reason I like driving, we got mountains, San Gabriel Mountains, Santa Monica Mountains, Verdugo Mountains. I grew up just thinking, yeah, that's life in the city. LA is the only city in North America that has a mountain range running through it. And we have 3 of them. So episode is coming out. I think that's super freaking interesting, but shout out Metro, but I do like driving. I'm going to admit it, but good story on that. Yankees at Angel Stadium. Thinking about Angel Stadium, I want to take my son just because he hasn't been. It always seems like a far away place to go to Orange County and go to an Angel game. I haven't done it in a long time, but it's probably worth it because I know people that go and they're like, dude, it's cheaper. You get better seats. You get to see the same teams. It's more intimate. But I don't know. I feel kind of weird going to an Angel game. We are going to Pittsburgh potentially this summer, oddly enough. So I'm supposed to see PNC Park, and that's supposed to be a super, super beautiful stadium. Dave Vargas, Sherman Oaks Little League. Shout out to your grandson. Again, great place, great place. Richard, yes, Dodger Dogs are always calling. And I'll tell you guys a funny story. I grew up, there was a coach in my Little League, I played a Little League called Mission Hills Little League, which doesn't exist anymore. And it's sad. It's an abandoned friggin' field on the VA property in Mission Hills. But anyway, point is, it was a thriving Little League back then. I used to go to Dodger games. One of the coaches at Mission Hills Little League used to work at Dodger Stadium doing security. So he worked in the press box and he'd always let us in. We were kids, so it wasn't a threat or whatever. So he'd let us in. We met Vince Scully a couple times, which is incredible. Wish I appreciated more when I was younger. And that's dope. But he used to get us all you could eat Dodger dogs. So he would load up like a bag of Dodger dogs and we would crush, no exaggeration. And we're like 12 years old, like 6 Dodger dogs throughout the game. So you could eat like the most Dodger dogs. So yeah, I always have the positive memories of the Dodger dogs. And I absolutely like think of Dodger dogs as synonymous when I go to the game. Absolutely. Refineries closing. Yeah. JB Bears. Dodger fan. Thank you, Frank McLeod. Shout out. Love your channel. Thank you so much for the support. Legit appreciate you guys. Mr. JLD again, Angel Stadium. You know what? I should go just to see it and to not have to pay like $120 or whatever for tickets and $40 for parking, because does kind of jab me a little bit, the prices that we're paying at Dodger Stadium. I always say, like, you take your family to Dodger Stadium, it's like spending the day at Disneyland now, at least as far as the cost is concerned. Costco hot dogs, that would be worth a story. I respect the Costco business, the Costco model, and the Costco story. I read a bio of the founder of Costco. It's a great story. I wish that was from LA because I would want to tell that story, to tell you the truth. But meat to bun ratio, Trevor, absolutely true. That's good. All right, listen, sorry to cut it off quickly. I do got to run. I have a call, but I literally appreciate you guys. Keep enjoying this city. It's a beautiful, beautiful weekend. It's going to be hot today, but go somewhere, go anywhere. Like I said, Venice to start it off, that really surprised me. I call it the Venice Renaissance. Stay tuned for an episode on the Venice canals coming out soon. Go to Highland Park. Go check out Highland Park Bowl. My boy Bobby Green in 1933 group. I was amazed. It's the oldest bowling alley in LA. He refurbished it. No surprise, they're the best. Idle Hour. They got so many. Formosa Cafe, Tail of the Pup. But I think their masterpiece is the Highland Park Bowl. Really fun place to spend a day. Bob Baker Marionette Theater's down the street. So LA, like in the good way, in the way that we love Los Angeles, just like LA. By the way, shirt by Made by LA Inc. Support female minority owned business. She's awesome. She does great work. But Highland Park Bowl, go check that out. Walk around Studio City, Ventura Boulevard, Sherman Oaks, a lot of places, a lot of restaurants opening up. Have some fun. But just enjoy Boyle City, like I said, Mariachi Plaza, always good energy, good people out there. And just eat, man. Eat a lot, eat our food, have some fun. And yes, I got to go to Corner Cottage in Burbank. Shout out. And you know what? Go to Burbank. It's like a movie set. It's an interesting place. And go to Porto's. Come on. That's one of my original LA American Dream stories. So enjoy. Wishing everybody a very good weekend. Thank you. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. Love this city. All right, LA. It's been a minute. Bye, guys.